The man stumbled and fell, rolling down the hillside, only to land in a swampy marsh below. As his body was slowly consumed by the muck, panic set in. The more he struggled, the faster he sank, until, like seeing a lifeline, he grabbed onto a branch above his head. But how could the thin branch possibly support his weight? Not ready to give up, he used every ounce of strength to keep his body as parallel to the muck as possible. Just then, something on the tree caught his attention, a small marten. Desperate, the man shouted for help. Immediately, he cursed himself for being foolish. With all the strength he could muster from his waist, he managed to pull himself up just a little, inching out of the pit. But it was as if the struggle had only been a brief flash of hope. His whole body sank back in a heartbeat. Weak from the effort, he could only place his hopes on the marten. With only his head left above the swamp, the man felt the crushing weight of despair. But then, as if understanding his silent plea, two small eagles on the tree seemed to respond. The one in front slowly moved closer to the marsh, while the other, remaining behind, began gnawing at the branch with its sharp beak. Working together, the eagles managed to bend the branch. Seizing the opportunity, the man used all his strength to grab the branch firmly. He began to climb it, but in his rush to escape, he didn't notice the marten being thrown off the tree. Despite the grueling climb, he barely managed to pull himself up onto solid ground, completely unaware that the marten was still struggling in the swamp. Slowly, the marten was completely consumed by the muck. It wasn't until the other eagle cried out sharply from the tree that the man, gasping for breath, realized his savior hadn't made it to the shore. Looking at the swirling swamp, he rushed forward, thrusting his left hand into the mud. He searched frantically, but couldn't find the marten. Refusing to give up, he kept digging. Suddenly, a small smile spread across his face. With one powerful pull, he dragged out the little marten, its body covered in mud. Overcome with joy, the man couldn't help but laugh, making a pig-like squeal. This small, ordinary creature had saved his life, and in that moment, it was his hero. To repay the eagles for their help, the man stuffed them into his pockets and continued on his way.